Hey guys, welcome to PyTroops. We really hope you have been doing great. In today's episode of our new series Tutorial on Demand, we are going to be discussing databases and we will be learning how to connect Python to SQLite 3 database management system. So, let's get started. In today's tutorial, we are going to be developing a CRUD application which will include create, update and delete queries. There will be also a bonus trick for all of you guys that how you can insert data from CSV file to your database in just one click. So let's start with importing SQLite 3 module. Actually, you don't have to install it explicitly for Python. It will be installed whenever you install Python. So basically just import it, and after that we are gonna make connection to a database and just gonna name it. So I'm gonna just name it to my random database, which is Netflix database kind of. So and connect is just to connect and initialize your database to your Python application so you can interact with that. And after that you have to create a cursor so you can point out where you want to change in database, like you can select rows in your database, and with that you can just extract a particular value in your database, like if any particular name you want to update, any particular ID you want to get, any particular row you want to get, you will do it with cursor. So let's start with executing our command. First command, create table, which is to create table we are going to be creating table TV shows. Let's just I'm going to be creating a database which will include Netflix shows like that, as you can see in this CSV file of Excel, and I'm going to be giving it these values, like you can see serial number, I'm gonna be giving it ID and TV shows, and basically after that you have to describe its attributes, which are integer, it should be integer or primary key and primary key, and it should be auto increment. Like I don't have to update ID explicitly, it will be updated automatically. After ID we have to create a column. Basically these are the columns, as you can see, TV shows, which could be text and we are describing it as text. After that seasons, how many seasons these TV show has, and after that ratings, how many ratings these TV shows have. So as you can see, these are the ratings. I can change it. I'm changing it to 4.9, so you can see the difference, like they are all 5. Basically these all are my favorite TV shows, and don't judge me with that. So after that you have to commit those changes, and for which we are gonna be typing con. Basically con is an object that we created, which you can see SQLite3.connect, where we are connecting to a database. It's gonna be saving our changes into database that we are creating tables. So after that when we run it, as you can see, it's gonna create a database. As you can see, Netflix database is created. So with that, as we have successfully created our first table, so let's do something more with that. So let's insert values in the table that we created, TV shows. Our table name is TV shows, and we are going to be insert into TV shows, and we are going to be describing columns for where we are inserting it. As you can see, we don't have to insert serial number or ID because it is auto increment and it will be incrementing automatically. So we are going to just explain it to TV shows, and after that seasons, and the last one ratings. So for values, we are going to be giving it after that values what we want to insert in particular columns. So we are going to be describing here, like I'm going to taking this random TV show The Flash, and it has I think, I don't know about it too much, but I think it has 5 seasons. So I'm going to be describing it here, and after that I'm going to just give it a random rating 4.7 and just commit it. Commit means you have just saved your changes in your database. So let's just execute it. First we have to check if it is saved, so we have to print it so we can get an idea if it is updated or it is inserted into our database. So for that we have to run this query, select all, static mean is all. We have to run this query, select all from table name, which is TV shows, as you can see up here, and just simply print it, and it will print all the values of our database that are in it, and just fetch all. Basically this fetch all function will extract all the rows in our database from our database, so you can get all the data that you have in your database. So just print this, and basically you can also use fetch one or fetch many. So like we have run it and there is an error, I guess. So yeah, I got this error, and as you can see the table is already exist because we just ran it before and the table was created back then. So now we have to drop the table. Basically this command which will drop the table when we run the program, whenever we run the program, and just create a new one and insert into that. So let's check it and run it. Yeah, as you can see we got the data, and what we inserted is now printed here, which means the data is saved into our database or table, in TV shows table. Exactly. So we have done insertion. So I'm gonna just copy paste it and insert it again, and this time we are gonna be taking inputs from user. Like we don't have to explain these values before, we can take input also like that. You have to just place question mark here, this is the syntax of it, and after that you have to give it variable name. So these variable names are just where you want to save the data by taking input. You will see it, and just simple like explain it by show name and just take input. Basically it's a string input. Python, in Python it will take string as input if any data type is not explained here. So after that season, and it should be integer, as you can see in the create table syntax we explained it as integer, and after that ratings, which will be float, and as you can see we also explained it and initialize it as float up here. And now we're gonna be running the program, and after that it's gonna just ask us about just give a random TV show name. What I can give it, so I'm gonna just give it you, and it's showing me a particular error. So let's crack this, and so yeah, it's just a basic error, and we're gonna be correcting it, and after that it will be fine. So now when we run it, it's just asking us for input, and after that, yes, you has 2 seasons and 5 rating. So it's inserted. As you can see, these two are the rows which are in a database in our table, TV shows table. One is the flash and second one is you. As you can see, their ID numbers 1 and 2, which is auto incrementing, and as you can see, these two are inserted into our table TV shows. So now I just committed the input variables and putting values and inserting values explicitly, so this program don't ask me again and again whenever I run it. So let's start with updating the table, and update is just a query. So if you have entered anything wrong in your table, like any person name or anything that you want to change into your table, you can just update it by this query. You can just filter it by update TV shows set. You have to explain what you have to set in this particular table, and I'm just gonna change ratings is equals to, like, what I can change to 4.9, and where ID is equals to 1. So it's gonna just change where the ID is 1 and its rating 5 to 4.9, and as you can see, the flash has the ID 1 and its rating is 4.7, and it's gonna change its rating to 4.9 and just run it, and as you can see, it has changed 4.7 to 4.9. So now let's move towards to our next topic, which is delete query, and we have to just execute this simple command c.execute. Basically, C is we already defined up there, and now we have to just define it here, delete from TV shows, and we also have to define what particular column we are using to filter it, like I'm using ID. You can also use TV shows, seasons and ratings column, like I am using ID is equals to 1. It will check first ID is equals to 1 where it is, and just delete that row. So now just we're gonna run it, and after that, as you can see, ID 1 is deleted. Let's make it clear and run it again. Yes, ID 1 is deleted. As you can see, only ID 2 is present up here, and now our delete query is finally executed properly. So guys, which means it's time for the bonus trick, and in bonus trick we are going to be extracting data from CSV file and saving it into our database table TV shows. As you can see, these are the particular columns in my CSV file, seasons, ratings, TV shows, and these are the TV shows that I just randomly entered there, and I'm gonna be saving these all TV shows, seasons and ratings into my table, and for which you have to do is to import this module, import CSV, which is Python module, and if you are getting error to getting it, you just have to run a single command, which is pip install CSV. After that you will be able to use it. So it's a really simple procedure. If you want to read a CSV file, you just have to follow this syntax. As you can see, f is equals to open the file you want to open. You have to describe its name, like my CSV file is this Netflix records, as you can see here, and I'm gonna give it name Netflix records.csv. After that, I'm gonna able to read it. For that, you have to just use this function csv.reader and the instance name. After that, you have to just insert it in a loop, so you can specify things I'm going to show you an example so you can get an idea. I'm going to just print these values that it is getting from that particular CSV Excel sheet. So now after just running it, as you can see, let's make it clear and run it again, and yes, as you can see, these all are the TV shows that we entered in the CSV file. As you can see, these all are here, and we don't want to save some of their data, like as you can see, serial number, we don't want to use it, and the first row which is describing column names which are TV shows and rating, season, we don't want to use it into our table. We don't want to insert it into our table, so we're gonna just ignore it by this simple technique, which is if count is equals to 0, so we're gonna just let it pass, and in the else condition we're gonna insert in our database, and we are going to use the same command that we used before. So just insert into TV shows, and we want to explain the attributes or the columns, which are just, I'm gonna copy paste it here as before we used it. So, and values we want to insert, here is a trick. So as you know, we don't want to particular data insert into it like serial number and etc. So for that we have to create a condition here, and as you can see, this is the 0 index, and this is the 1 and 2, and this is its third index, and it is returning this data into a list. So this is very easy to use it there. So just I'm gonna explain here question marks, which is the basic syntax of getting input in Python in SQLite 3. So let's explain here values. Actually we are using particular index. As you know, at index 0 there are serial numbers in this Excel sheet, so we are gonna use values which is this value and 1 2 3 index, and for that we have to commit it so it could be saved into our table. So after that we are gonna just complete a condition, else condition. Basically it is not else condition count to, it will just check if count is equals to 0, so it will pass. So the first row which has column names like TV shows could not be inserted to our table, so we are just using it to ignore it. So this check is just to ignore it, and we are gonna just print these values so we can get an idea if we are getting correct inputs. So now I'm just gonna copy it and paste it into else condition, so it will be printed when the condition run into else statement. So just paste it here and run our code, and as you can see it's working properly. We are getting these inputs and it is inserting these particular values into our table. That's the exactly thing that we wanted. So I'm gonna print it in better way so you all can get an idea how this data looks. So just replace it by I and print it. Just CLS and print it again. And as you can see, these all are the values that inserted into our table TV shows. As you can see, we are selecting all from TV shows and applying loop in that query. So it means we have successfully inserted CSV file data into our SQLite 3 database table, which is TV shows, and that is how you can exactly insert any CSV file data by just one click. I really hope this tutorial helped you a lot and you guys like this tutorial. If you are confused in any particular topic, just demand us on any social media platform, and if you have any queries, just send a message on any social media platform, and don't forget to subscribe PyTroops YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Be productive and stay tuned.